So we got the tranny out, and then we look over here, and then we got the transfer case linkage right here. But we look right here, see the dynamat is already pretty much cut out, just holding on by little spots there and over there, all the way around. That must be for a different tranny swap, because the hole goes up front here. We just cut the rest of the way, and then we should be able to just get it right out of here. Just takes a couple minutes. Oh yeah. See, there we go. And then we cut this hole out right about here, and yeah, there she is. Pretty easy. Alrighty, so I had to take off my front face of my dash and then get this stuff down here taken off, which is pretty easy, fairly easy, just a couple screws. And then this was already here, carpet was already cut, and then I kind of went underneath and drew an outline around it, and then took the grinder to it, cut a nice hole. Not very pretty, but can tune it up eventually, but I think it'll work. Other than that, pretty good to go. Alrighty guys, so this is where I'm at. I kind of forgot to take some video clips when I put the clutch in, but it's pretty easy. But here, I just screwed that thing on, but you got to cut the hole back quite a bit farther than I thought. And I have that other clip of cutting the hole, but you do actually got to come back farther, about here, instead of just cutting it out right here, because there's little clips under here that go around the outside of the hole. But I just kind of hack jobbed it and made it work and screwed it on. I got to get a couple more screws. But for the hydraulics here, for the clutch, so what I did, this whole plate up here, I mean, the junkyard gave me the whole thing, but I just took the pins out at the top. There's a pin here for the clutch, or that's for the master, but up top, up there, there's a big, huge pin. That one's easier to get to. You just got to go back over there. But for the brake pedal, I mean, you can cut down your automatic brake pedal, but this one, the pin is kind of a bitch. It's way up in there, and I had to pry the heater box out of the way up over there just to get that pin in. It's at the very top. But I mean, that automatic brake pedal was way over here, almost touching the pedal. But then for the hydraulics, the master just comes through right there. And then I have my wires here. I accidentally grounded out the wrong wire, so I cut that off and just grounded it back to itself just to be able to drive it. But the hydraulics just bolt right in through there, and then you put a pin. My pin's actually not clipped in all the way. I guess it came out. But you put a pin through here, but the shaft, you put the shaft in back there. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but as you can see, my pin's all fucked off. I gotta get that motherfucker in there all the way. But anyway, and then for the master over here, I just have my reservoir zip tied up real quick, but just ran the line down, zip tied it down there, down far enough where it won't hit the steering shaft, and then up and over, and then it's also zip tied under there too. But it's pretty easy. And what I did here, just bolts right on, right there. Zip tied it up. We gotta snip all these zip ties. There's my harness. One more thing is this, my transfer case shifter. I need to adjust it because it is all whacked out. But the only plug that I had that works is the transfer case plug, and then that breather. So we got this and this. And then, so your four-wheel drive will work, your light will work anyway. But the shifter, it's all fucked off. I gotta adjust it because right now let's see here. All the way forward, I mean, that's like, it says I'm in neutral. So that's neutral. This is 2 high. And then this is 4 high. So I can't even get to 4 low because it's not adjusted right. Just fucking, that's neutral all the way forward. So, I mean, 2 high should be straight up and down pretty much. So it needs to be pulled back farther. Other than that, I had, I had an issue with my crossmember mount. You have to use the G56 one, or you have to build one, because that is some hoopty shit that we made, and I am going to have somebody make me a better one because I don't have the tools to do it, and that was just shitty. But my rear driveline, I had to get my rear driveline shortened inch. I shortened it 1.5 inches or whatever. My output seal's leaking. I didn't replace that yet. But other than that, I mean, driveline's good. Front driveline, I just slapped back in, didn't get it shortened, but fucked up and put the cross member and everything on before putting the driveline back up in there, so can't get that motherfucker off there. So yeah, just cut the fucking boot and I'll fix that later. But other than that, pretty cool. So for the neutral wire, there's these 2 tabs right here. You push them out, lift your box up. So there it is. All these wires here. Disregard this one on the right side. I spliced into that one and it was the wrong one. So it is the 5th plug down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's this yellow wire with the blue tracer on the left side. So all I did was take one of these. I mean, I know these aren't the best way to do it, but I did it. So I just clipped onto it. If you use a butt connector, I would cut it, and then I'd put both ends of the wire in one end, and then take this ground, hook the ground to it, and I ran the ground through over here. And it's grounded out back over there. But for this, for the plug on that, on the neutral safety switch, you just run one of the wires, you cut the plug off of it, one wire goes to the ground and one wire goes up through there to the other, to the yellow wire. So yellow wire pretty much into the switch and then out the switch to ground. Pretty easy, and then you just slam her back on and call her a day. So here's what it looks like after I'm done. Everything's hooked up. Truck starts when you push in the clutch only. Got that lower boot screwed on. Got my transfer case shifter adjusted so it's somewhat like it was before. Just this little cubby here that was here, it just pops right out. And then the boot, if you get this one is out of an 05, so it's not the same exact deal as like 07 and up, so it doesn't really snap in like it's supposed to, so I'm going to order the right one so it actually snaps in. But other than that, I popped that little cubby out, put all my stuff back together, snapped this in, screwed my shifter on, and it looks damn near factory. Other than that, I just need to get the plastics to get rid of that deal, that big hole. But once I flashed it, the park reverse neutral drive lights shut off, and it just acts like it's a manual truck now. So other than that, I mean, it's pretty nice. The clutch is kind of noisy, but that's what you get for a dual disc clutch. Start it up. They're noisy, they're stiff, but they hold up to horsepower, and it's the only way to go. Do not ever get a single disc, because I have heard they slip no matter what. Even the ones that say they're rated for 500, 600 horse or whatever, all I've heard is that they slip in 5th and 6th gear, and then if you tow anything, they slip. So I'd go with the southbend personally, but 3250 kg, I think it is. Comes with hydraulics and everything, around 1,500 bucks. But other than that, we're good to go. That's how I've set up my cluster, my monitor. We got accelerator position 0%, RPM, line pressure, fuel percentage, and runtime, coolant temp, EGTs, boost. But other than that, she looks pretty good. Hope you guys use this video to help you do a swap.